So the last video, I told you that I was going to address how we help Paul navigate um, and have a feeling of self-worth as he walked through this process. So during the time that he received his diagnosis, both of us were teaching online with VIP Kids. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but we would teach students from China English, and it was a very basic program, like first grade, second grade lessons in English, but it was so much fun. And Paul really loves kids, and so for him it was perfect because he got to connect with little kids, he got to have fun. I remember he printed out all of their pictures and had them up. It was just a wonderful experience for both of us. But China shut that down. Ugh. And what I noticed was Paul began to watch a lot of TV. And I thought, oh, you know what? He is going to regress so quickly if he doesn't have some kind of stimulation. It's so important to keep your brain working. And so I got to thinking, oh gosh, maybe we can have him work, you know? So the first thing we tried was Walmart. He got hired. He was working the early morning shift from like 4 o'clock in the morning to 7 or something like that. It was awful. But, we were used to getting up at 3:30 with VIP Kids, so that was okay. But he could not figure out the handheld computer. It was really difficult for him. And so he would come home so frustrated. Well, then it's not doing any good. It's just adding to the problem. So I got to thinking, okay, what would be a good job for him to have? And I realized, oh my goodness, school custodian. There are so many school custodians that are working that have disabilities. And I thought, gosh, you know what? I'll apply. So American Fork High School is just up the street. It's within walking distance. And I applied for him to be a custodian part-time there. He got the job. And the first year he really enjoyed it. He was doing really well cognitively still. And so it was easy because he could understand what they wanted him to do. They didn't have to show him, he got it. And that was huge. The second year, I noticed a decline, a little bit of a decline in his ability to understand things. But his boss was great and very supportive, really wanted him to work, and that was a huge blessing. Around Christmas of that year, we had to take the car away. Oh, that's awful. Troy luckily helped me with this. He supported me 110%. And we sat Paul down. We explained to him that he couldn't drive the car anymore. That was hard for him, really hard. I mean, it's our independence. Anyway, we sold the car, and he went through that grieving process of losing the ability to be an independent person and go where he wanted to go and do what he wanted to do. However, working was a blessing for him because every day he went to work at 10:45 and got off at 2 o'clock. He knew exactly where he was going to clean. He had a great rapport with the students and with the cafeteria staff. And it was such a positive experience for him. So now we come to this year. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, his boss, this fantastically wonderful man, picked him up from our house 10:45 and brought him home at 2 every single day. I could not have substitute taught if he didn't do that for us. He is the most supportive person. He has been such a great blessing in our lives. So this year, I noticed another decline, and I had to show Paul what I wanted to have done. Um, for example, he couldn't understand dishwasher. Okay, so I had to take him to the dishwasher and I had to show him what to do. Put the dishes in, take the dishes out, where they go. And I got really nervous thinking, oh no, he won't be able to work. But his boss said, no, he is just fine. We know that sometimes he looks at us confused when we tell him something, but he's just fine. And so he has continued to work there. We're planning on retirement this summer. And in order to celebrate his retirement, we are going to go to Europe on a Viking cruise. And I'm very excited about that because I don't think that we will have that opportunity much longer. Because I don't know when he'll become incontinent. I don't know when he'll be completely unable to recognize me. And I want to take advantage and do as much as we can before that happens. So that's kind of how we help Paul walk through this grieving process of losing the car, of losing his self-worth, who he was, through work. And it was a great blessing. And I hope that that helps you.